Hello everyone, welcome back to CSE Core Concepts in my series of machine learning algorithms. Today I am going to discuss about a very interesting algorithm, a priori algorithm which is about association rule mining. In my previous video I have discussed about the classification and overview of classification and thereafter the types of attributes. Now, in this video, association rule mining I am going to discuss with some examples which is generally used by the retail sectors. Now, we often go for shopping to various shops like retail sectors such as your Reliance Mart, D-Mart, etc. Now, often when we go there regularly, we find out the placement of the products do change. That is, sometimes they are keeping the vegetables at some places or umbrellas at some places, and then based on the season, based on the customer requirement, they do change the place of the products. Now, the thing is that why do they do so, and how do they decide that what objects can be placed with which objects so that which the sales will be on the higher side. This algorithm is precisely about associating the objects, that which objects go hand in hand so that the sales is increasing. Now it is very difficult for them to talk to each and every customers because there can be more than 1,000 footfalls in a day and each customer can end up buying some 100 products. Right. So in this case, what are they going to do is that they are going to analyze all the transactions done by the customers and find out or mine. I can say mining. Okay, this is nothing but a part of data mining. So they are going to mine some interesting patterns. Okay, that what is the trend of sales? Which product are more likely to be bought with which product, right? So this algorithm is a priori algorithm which is developed by R. Agarwal and R. Shrikant in the year 1994, and it is a rule-based machine learning method. It creates rules that if you are buying a bread, the rule is that you have to buy a butter or a cheese like that. And it helps us in finding out the frequent patterns, and it discovers interesting relations between the variables in large database. So you can understand the size of their database of these retail sectors. Every day, 1,000 customers, at least 1,000 customers coming to their stores buying on an average, let's say 10 or 20 products. So you can imagine the size of the database, and from this huge size of the database, they have to mine out and find out which products are being sold how much. So they search for recurring relationships. Recurring means repeating. Okay, so which products is being repeatedly sold along with which product, right? So this algorithm helps for a decision making in both product as well as service based industry. Service based industry, as I can say, that if somebody is buying some sort of policy, or if I am buying a service, let's say if I am buying a airline ticket, okay, more likely I am going to buy a meal. Okay, so the moment you are booking a ticket, immediately it will pop up which meals you want. That is also a service. Okay, then do you want an insurance policy? Do you want a taxi service? Do you want a hotel service? Okay, why they pop it out? Because more likely, and what is the order? First they will ask for food, then they will ask for taxi, then they will ask for a hotel. The ordering is decided based on such algorithms. Understood? That which order? Because more likely people will first buy food, then they will think about going by the taxi, then they are going to book a hotel. Catalog designing. Okay, product placement in superstores. Where should I got a new flavor of a butter. Where should I place it so that it will be more likely to be purchased by the customer? If it is a healthy, low fat, organic type of a butter, more likely that I will place it not on the fatty food sites but on the healthy food site where those customers will be visiting who are looking for some healthy options. Then, of course, for marketing strategies for in banking, finance, holidays. Okay, if you are booking some holidays, customer shopping behavior analysis, you can find out what is the trend of the customer. Trend of the buying of customer depends on locality also. Even if you are in the same city, you have 4 stores. Each of the stores will have a different analysis report because the type of the customer visiting them will be different. Market basket analysis. The basket which you are using to buy the products, that will be analyzed to figure out what is the behavior of the customer. E-commerce platforms and students course selection on e-learning platforms. Okay, so more likely if the students are visiting some websites related to some machine learning, deep learning, you can see some advertisements popping up about getting a certified programs. So this is what is going to figure out by the algorithm. Now, before actually jumping into the a priori algorithms, we need to understand some terms, or I can precisely say they are the key metrics. The two key metrics are support and confidence. So, what is the support? Support is going to tell us that how many times the product is appearing in the database out of total sales. Let's say today I have 1,000 sales. Okay, and how many sale of bread has occurred 500 times. So support is 500 divided by 1,000. Okay, so let's say a particular fruit, it has been sold 4 times out of total 8 transactions. So total transactions in the store was today 8. Out of 8 times, 4 times the fruit was being purchased. Now, if I am going to purchase two items together, how much likely they are being bought? Okay, so what is the percentage that both the products are being bought together? Okay, so if I am buying an apple, okay, and if I am buying, so let's say eggs, so what is the likelihood that both of them are being bought together? So together, right? In which how many transactions both of the items have appeared? Apples and eggs, like that. And second metric is confidence. Confidence will tell us that what is the likelihood that a person who bought an object X is also buying object Y. That means what? That if a person is buying apple, how much is the likelihood that he is also buying some juice? Right. So it is support of both the products divided by the support of the first product. Now, what is the difference between support of P of X union Y? That means what? Likelihood that both the objects are appearing. And confidence means because the first product, it is like a conditional probability, right? Because the first product is sold, that's why the second product was sold. See, bread and cheese can appear n number of times. But because I purchased bread, I purchased cheese. That is what is confidence. Understood? And third matrix is very interesting, that is lift. Sometimes what happens that we find out that even if a product is satisfying support and confidence, the rule is not true. Okay, lift is telling how much they are associated, what is the strength of their relationship. If I can get a lift value, lift is what? Probability of both the products divided by the individual probabilities, right? So I am going to analyze that if the value of lift is less than 1, that means the relationship between them is very weak. Although people are buying bread and cheese, it may be possible that the individual sales of bread is more, individual sales of cheese is more, rather than bought together. Understood? So they are not strong, but strong relationship means what? I have find out that the people buying bread individually is less, people buying cheese individually is less, people buying both of them together is higher. That is a very, very strong relationship. An independent relationship means what? If I am buying a shampoo and if I am buying an apple, there is no relationship. They are independent of each other, right? So that is a correlation analysis. So basically lift is nothing but a correlation which shows the strength between the two objects. So these things will be more clear to you when I am discussing one example. Let us consider some set of transactions. I have 5 transactions. Say I have a shop and some products are being sold in my shop. The first customer came and he bought 4 items: bread, cheese, eggs and juice. The second customer bought bread, cheese and juice. The third one bought bread, milk, yogurt and so on. Okay, now I want to figure out from this, of course this is a very, very small set of transaction. There will be some millions of transactions, but this is just for the example. So from this I want to figure out what is the, which products are very, very associated with each other. Let's see. So let's first write down the items which are being sold. Okay, so 6 items are being sold in my store: bread, cheese, eggs, juice, milk, and yogurt. Okay, now I am going to note down the frequency of each item. And I am saying that I will make a product rule, or I will say they are associated only if 50% of support is there. That means the frequency of the item in the transaction should be at least 50% times. How many transactions I have? 500 transactions. What is the 50% of 500? 2.5. Let me take the ceiling value, let's say 3, integer value 3. So my product should appear at least 3 times in the transaction, and confidence I want is 80%. Okay, that both the products, because the first product was bought, the second was also being bought, that confidence should be 80%. This is what I want. Okay, now who decides this support and confidence? That the user, programmer, whatever. So support of threshold is 50%. So these are the items. First, let me write down the frequency of each item. So how many times bread is appearing? You can see from the transaction: first, second, third, fourth. 4 times bread has appeared in the transaction. Yes. Cheese has appeared how many times? 3 times. Eggs only once. Okay, eggs has appeared only uh, yes, once. Okay, milk and so on. Understood? Now, which are the items which are qualifying 50%? 50% means they should appear more than 3 times. 3 or more than 3. So, bread, cheese, juice, and milk. The first 4 products are qualifying. Understood? These 4 products will be qualifying for the next round. So, I will pair them up. What will I do? I will pair them up. So if I pair them up, what will I? First pair is what? Bread and cheese. Second pair is bread and juice. Third is bread and milk. Done. Go for the next pairing. Cheese and juice. Cheese and milk. Done. Then juice and milk. Now I will find out the frequency of each of these pair. Okay. So let us go back in the item and see how many times bread and cheese together are appearing. First transaction, second transaction. Only 2 times bread and cheese is appearing together. Now let's go back to bread and juice. How many times? First, second, and fourth transaction. So 3 times bread and juice are there. Similarly, bread and milk is appearing 2 times, cheese juice is appearing 3 times, and so on. What was my support threshold? 50%, that is 3. So who will qualify for the rule? 3, bread and juice, and cheese and juice. Only these 2. Others are not at all more frequent as per my threshold. If I reduce the threshold, they can be frequent. Okay. So now what to do now? Should I go for a 3 level? Okay. The 2 frequent item pairs are bread juice and cheese juice. Now I cannot obtain a 3 set. See, if I can go for 3 set, 4 set, 5 set, and so on. But why? When should I combine them if the first item is same? Suppose bread juice and bread milk also would have qualified. Then bread, juice, milk would have become a 3 item set. But what are my item sets? Bread juice, cheese juice. First item is not common. So I cannot go for a 3 item set. Okay, so what should I do? I will stop. Now I will have to find out the confidence. Confidence of what? Bread to juice, juice to bread. Now there is a difference. Don't think that bread and juice is a pair. Now what is the significant? Because people are buying bread, they are buying juice, or because they are buying juice, they are buying bread. You have to find this out, right? So bread to juice, juice to bread. Similarly, cheese to juice, juice to cheese. Now you have to find out confidence. So what is the formula of confidence? Support of both the product divided by support of the first product. Okay. So bread to juice means support of both bread and juice is what? 3 divided by what is the support of bread? 4. Okay. You can go back and see here. What was the support of bread? Bread ka frequency was 4. Okay. So frequency of bread and juice is 3 divided by frequency of only bread is 4. So it is 75%. Frequency of juice and bread is 3. The frequency of only juice is what? 4. 75%. So on. Okay. Now what is the minimum amount of confidence required? I have told you in the question 80%. So 80% who is satisfying? Only one is satisfying, that is cheese to juice. Okay. So cheese to juice is only becoming a rule. Right? Now cheese to juice, now I have to find out the association. How much strong is their association? So for that I am going to measure lift. Lift is what? Support of cheese to juice divided by support of cheese into support of juice. It depends on both. See, confidence depends on only the support of bread in the denominator. But lift depends on the support of both the products, that how strong they are. So here I can find out the lift value 0.25, which is less than 1. Less than 1 means what? They are very, very weak. Okay, they are very, very weak. Means the association that because people are buying cheese and so they are buying juice is not strong. Okay, the individual sales is higher than the combined sales. So another example I can give for lift. Okay, let's say there is an electronic store and there are around 10,000 transactions. 6,000 customers have purchased computer games. 7,500 customers have purchased some videos. And 4,000 people have bought some both games and videos. So I want to find out what is the association. So total transaction 10,000. So what is probability of A, that is probability of computer games, is 60%. Probability of videos is what? 75%, right? Suppose I am saying my data mining program says that I want a support of 30% and confidence of 60%, right? So computer games support is what? 60. 30% threshold is crossed, done. Videos ka support is 75%. Again the threshold has crossed, done. Okay, so let us find the confidence. So how to find out the confidence? That is, confidence means probability of both the products. How many people have purchased both? 4,000. 4,000 means 40%. 40% divided by probability of A. Okay, what is the probability of A? 60. So 40 by 60 is some around 66% you are getting. What is the minimum confidence required? 60%. Crossed, right? So there can be a rule that because people are buying your video games, computer games, they are buying videos. But lift is saying what? Lift is saying that 75%, the probability of purchasing video is what? 75%, right? Which is much higher than 66%. Means 66% means what? Probability of buying both the products. Whereas probability of buying only videos is what? 75%. How did we computed it? 40 divided by 60 into 75. Remember the lift rule? Lift rule is what? Probability of purchasing both, that is 40 divided by probability of purchasing computer games, that is 60, into videos, that is 75. So the answer is 0.008, which is very less than 1. Means the association is very, very weak. Understood? So sometimes what happens, although the rule crosses the support and confidence threshold, you feel that yes, it is a very good rule. But no, the lift will actually tell you how strong the rule is. Okay, so the rule is very, very weak. This algorithm is a bit lengthy because repeatedly you have to go and check the frequency and item set. But it is a very, very accurate algorithm. It will give you some accurate results. Okay, so we will see the implementation of a priori algorithm in RStudio in my upcoming videos. Thank you for now, and if you like the video, please don't forget to press the like button and do share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts. Thank you.